Hello everybody, welcome back to my sunroom here in East Tennessee. It's December and time is moving by pretty fast. You know how when you change your calendar to December 1st, it's just like before you know it, it's Christmas and then the new year is here. And I thought I need to go ahead and get a blooms and spikes tour in while there's still time in December before everybody gets really busy. This is a crowd favorite here on my channel. This is Patanara Dick Smith Dark Splash Dark Beauty, Dark Splash, I should say. It is absolutely gorgeous, and this time she has rewarded me with two glorious spikes. Look at the color. So pretty. I did not get this one divided as I should have divided it a few months ago, and before I knew it, I had a new growth with buds on it, and I thought, okay, too late. So what I did is I just set it down into a larger pot, put some moss in between the old pot. Do you see the old pot in this new pot? And then in the spring, I will get this one repotted, divided, and repotted. And yeah, once I see some new root growth starting. So, wow, this one has been very vigorous. It was kind of slow to start out with, and then all of a sudden, when it started growing, it grew very fast. So as you can see, I'm starting with my Cattleyas this time. This is a little bit different. I normally start with the phals. There's a lot going on with my phals, but I thought I would start with a Cattleya this time. All of my Cattleyas, all of them have sheaths, all of them. So I know in the springtime I'm going to have quite the show. This is my Vita Lee Limelight that you all have made so many comments about, so pretty. It's got 3 new growths. How am I ever going to divide this thing? That's a good question, but like I said, I just did not get my Cattleyas divided when I should have. But I'll get it done. That's not a problem. It'll just be dividing a forest, right? And sometimes that's fun in and of itself. So there are my Cattleyas for the day. And here's my beautiful Lepanthopsis astrophora. Wow, lots of little purple stars on this pretty little orchid. This one, you don't want it to have direct sunlight. As a matter of fact, right now I need to be pulling that shear closed, because if it gets sunlight on the leaves, it will burn the leaves. So don't want to do that, but I have to show you while the light is just right how pretty this little orchid is. And here's my pretty phal. This is Young Home Little Snow, most likely. I bought this as a no ID. It was a tiny little thing in a 2-inch pot. And as you see, she's got 3 spikes. Yeah, she's big. She's really big. This is Legato, a regular size phal, you know. This is what you would call a miniature. I've had this one for 10 years, so she's had plenty of time to grow in my care, but I love these blooms. They're not what you would call white. They're a cream with a peach and a yellow lip, and it's just, it is very nice. And here's my beautiful phal, Bellina Pink. So many of you all have commented on this one. This is one of my all-time favorite orchids. I love this orchid. The color, the smell, it's just absolutely beautiful. Let me see, here is my, okay, let me get in my head what this one's called. It's a Vanda falcata crossed with a Hookeriana. I love this orchid. Look how cool it is. It's not in bloom yet. It's not spiking yet. But oh my goodness, look at how pretty it is. Even not in bloom. The blooms to this one make my knees buckle. They're so pretty. They're very pink, and they're ruffly, and they're pretty and gorgeous, and I can't wait for that one to bloom. My Phalaenopsis has yet another spike. Yeah, and I see some branching on the new spike. It is right here. I'm so excited. I love this plant. I love this plant. A tetraspis is just like a joy. You have all of these spikes, and then when it blooms, you don't know if it's going to be white or white and red or just red. It's just really a lot of fun to own one of these. My magic art is still has one bloom from last summer, yeah, and she's got lots more buds to come. Okay, and over here is the plant way over here, and she's got another spike right here. So yeah, she's doing well. And here's my pretty pink Thanksgiving cactus. All of my phals right now are spiking, all of them. The one on the right is Phal legato, and you see that's going to be a wonderful spike. And there's another spike right here. So 2 spikes on legato, yay! She never lets me down. What a gorgeous one. Yeah, that is my Phal purple dust that everyone loves so much. Spiking again, you know, it just came out of bloom. And I decided not to cut off this spike completely. I thought she is definitely a healthy enough plant that she can sustain a secondary spike or two. And sure enough, here we go, secondary spike on her. And here's my pretty Phal red poker, Sogo red poker. You see now why she's called red. In the shade, she looks purple, and in the light, she looks red. Phal Vivian is behind her, and she's got double spikes so far. So she's going to bloom really well again. Here's my Neophonetia falcata. Love this plant. Love it even when it's not in bloom, as you're supposed to, because it's just, wow, it's just gorgeous. And then over here, let's turn her around so you can see her. This is my Phal Matuo King Bellina. Let's get this one to focus better. Yes, there she is. Look at the pretty blooms, and do you see the buds underneath? She's going to be in bloom for quite a while. The longer I have this one, the better she blooms. And then my Phal Bellina pumpkin, still in bloom. Still a few buds left on this one. The smell is delicious from these Bellinas in bloom. I love it. They bloom in through the winter for me, so I think that's awesome. Okay, and my Phal Looseberry Trinity has double spikes. Yay. Let me see. Here's one, and here's one. So that one's going to bloom really well. Here's my new little Phal that I picked up last year. It is Phal Young Home Sunkissed, the one that looks very, very red. Because my daughter said, you've got all kinds of pink and purple ones, Mom, you need red. There's my beautiful Thanksgiving cactus, Samba Brazil. Still has some buds. I hope they don't blast. We're supposed to get some very, very cold weather later on this week, so I hope that doesn't cause those to blast. Here's my pretty peach one that looks more like coral nail polish or coral lipstick. So very pretty. And here's the one that Paula sent me, the one with the really pretty pink and white stripes. Still has lots of buds. I think this one's going to rebloom again too. And of course my Dendrobium Solea Champu, still in bloom with these 3 spikes. Yes, so pretty. This one just blooms and blooms and blooms and blooms. It's hardly ever out of bloom. The longer you have dendrobiums, the better they bloom. Because they bloom from old canes, new canes, they bloom from everywhere. My huge one there, named Wilson, he's got a huge spike that's forming on him, so I'm gonna have some blooms. That's a really pretty one too when it blooms. Here's my 15-year-old Phal that I just nicknamed Marianne. That was what the tag said. That was just like a trade name for this phal. But you see, wow, yeah, it's going to be really pretty when it blooms, and it's got another primary spike. I think I'm going to leave the spikes on this one as well when they get through blooming. It's not like I don't ever cut them off, or that I always cut them off. It's kind of like somewhere in between. If I've got a really, really healthy complex hybrid phal, sometimes I will leave them on there so that they'll have some secondary spikes. But if I notice that the bottom leaves are yellow, which, see, these are fine, but if they start yellowing, then sometimes I'll just go ahead and remove the secondary spikes. It just depends, like I said, on how the phal is doing. I kind of look to see if it's happy. If it's not, I remove them. If it's strong, I might keep one. But I do like the look of the primary spikes better. What do you all think? I'm just curious, because everybody does it different. There's no right way or wrong way. If you've got a strong plant, then you can keep those spikes and get more spikes on them in the future. If it's a weak plant, I don't suggest you do that, but it's what makes you happy. And here's a beautiful bloom on my phal Violacea. So pretty, and this one smells very good. In person, this is actually a deeper purple than what you see here. This bloom is so purple that it's almost black. So it's a very pretty plant too. And I'm happy to say that my Yushin orange that kind of sat and looked at me all summer long, new leaf and new roots on this one. So it's happy now. I am very thrilled to report, because I love this one. Wait till you see this one in bloom. It's fabulous. And over here I have my other little Phalaenopsis. This one's a slightly different one. This one is, okay, let's see. Let's look at the tag on this one. I forget. Phalaenopsis Perfect crossed with Phalaenopsis Titan. So the bloom looks slightly different than the pumpkin does. But it was a seedling last year, and it's starting to get a little bit bigger this year. And my Leptotes bicolor, looky. Oh gosh. This one has grown a lot since I've had it, so I'm looking forward to seeing this bloom in the spring. I'm hoping. And here's my big red, gearing up to bloom. I have some blooms on here, but there's a lot more buds on this one. This one blooms closer to Christmas. Actually, it was given to me as a Christmas cactus, and I can see why. Because most of the clades are actually smooth. But when it blooms, it is definitely a Thanksgiving cactus bloom. So Big Red, he's special. And then Snow White, I didn't get even a short video in of her when she was in full bloom. She was in full bloom, and it just kept going through my mind. I need to do a short video. And then before I turned around, it was Thanksgiving, and she was done blooming. So she's going to bloom a little bit more, but she bloomed very pretty. I wished I had gotten a video in of her, though. And here's the big news with my Tolumnias. They're starting to bloom. The one in the back, the orange one, is Sahara. The red one is Gyric Firm Red Devil. I will be doing a short video on this one in the next couple of days. Look at those gorgeous Christmas red blooms. Then this is Gyric Firm Yellow. Okay, these blooms are very special because the front of the bloom is yellow. The back of the bloom is a beautiful orangey pinky red. I'll do a short video on this one as well, because 2 more spikes and some more blooms on this spike. So yay, I love these Tolumnias. They are so much fun to grow. And the big exciting news for today is my Miltonia sunset that Patrick sent me back the end of August. Is spiking. Yes, I can't wait till this one blooms. I've seen pictures of it and it's fabulous. So that is upcoming and I can't wait to share that with you all. And here's my shelf in my dining room with my Tolumnias, and as you see, there's a spike on Carnival. There's a story behind this one. I've had this for 3 years. It's never bloomed. If you'll look right here, you see there's a brown, dried blob there. Okay, there was a spike there that just bent over on itself and just didn't do anything. I noticed it developing and tried to pull it out from the leaves, because sometimes they do that. Sometimes they just kind of fold in on their leaves, and it just never did anything. So this is the first time that this one has bloomed for me. So I cannot wait to show that to you all. And let's see, down on this lower shelf, back here, lots of sunshine today, yay. This one's Coramo, a gorgeous one. This one is Gyric Fern Pink Lady. This one, just starting to bloom out. And the one behind that is Barbie. I'm trying to keep this in focus for you all. The sun keeps moving. This time of the year, we don't get much sunlight during the day. We're down to 9.5 hours. So I'm trying to get all this in before it gets dark. It's prettier when you do videos in the light. So yeah, the Tolumnias are doing well. I'll have a bloom show here very soon. Okay, so I started with this gorgeous Cattleya, and I'm going to end the video with this Cattleya. But before I end the video, I want to thank all my subscribers, my members, everybody's friendship. Thank you all so much for watching, for going on my orchid journey with me all these years. Some of you have been with me most of the 10.5 years that I've had my channel, and you know I appreciate you all so very much. I'm going to try to get in some more videos before Christmas, probably some shorts, maybe another long one. I'm working on an idea about worst mistakes I've made with my orchids. I thought, you know, sometimes it's good to see the blooms and everything, but sometimes it's good to know what I've done that was really not what you need to do. Sometimes that's very helpful to know. So I'm considering developing that idea, and I just want to wish all of you a very wonderful Christmas time. And I'm sure I'll talk to you before Christmas, but if you're busy during this month, I certainly understand that. And like I said, the month does get away from me. So if this is the last video that I do before Christmas, I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And yeah, and I'd love to say the blessing for you and your families and your plants. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. You all make it a great day, and we'll see you next time.